Hello, everyone, and welcome aboard for another voyage of discovery here on Discovering Britain. I'm Gordon, and I'm the man behind the lens and the research for everything you see on this channel. Before we can get into the heart of today's film, I always like to start with a small reminder. I'll do my absolute utmost to research every vessel, every tide, and every port detail. But at the end of the day, I am only human, believe it or not. Mistakes can occasionally slip through. If I happen to get a technical detail slightly off, please don't take it personally. Just drop a friendly correction in the comments so we can all learn together. Today, we're beginning a short journey along the tidal River Nene. We start by looking out to sea and over the Wash. Either side, you can make out the man-made coastline guarded by the sea wall. Looking in this direction, we have Norfolk on our right and Lincolnshire on our left. The lower Nene was already a significant waterway during Roman Britain. The Romans built a canal-like waterway called the Car Dyke, linking river systems across the fens. The Nene estuary connected inland settlements to Roman coastal trade routes. Archaeology shows Roman ports and salt working sites along the estuary near modern Wisbech. The tidal flow allowed ships to move deep inland with the tide, making the river a natural transport route. We turn around and here you see two converted lighthouses. On our left, which is now the Norfolk side, is the Sir Peter Scott Lighthouse, named in tribute to the famous conservationist. On the right, the Lincolnshire side, is the Guy's Head Lighthouse. These two stood as guardians on these banks for incoming shipping. Nowadays, they've been replaced by a series of navigation buoys out in the Wash. The towers helped ships find the river entrance through sandbanks in the Wash. When tides occurred after dark, the lights could be lit for a short time around high tide to guide vessels into the river. However, they were not major sea lighthouses like coastal ones. They mainly served as landmarks or beacons for navigation and markers for the newly engineered river outlet. Their circular tower is about 3 stories high with an octagonal lantern section on the top. Built from rendered brick with a lead roof, they resemble small windmill towers from a distance. And today, the lighthouses are no longer used for navigation. Both have been converted into houses or private properties. They're quite unusual because very few rivers in England have matching lighthouse pairs like this. They were built around 1831 with the purpose to mark the entrance to the River Nene and commemorate the new Nene Outfall Cut, which was a drainage navigation improvement. There's one lighthouse on each bank of the river, and both are now Grade 2 listed historic buildings. As we start to make our way upriver, there's a King's Lynn-based fishing boat on the way out. She's most likely come down from the repair yard at Wisbech and is now on her way back to King's Lynn. After the Romans left, the surrounding fenland became marshy and difficult to travel across by land. Rivers like the Nene became the main highways. The tidal river carried grain, wool, timber and salt. Monasteries, such as those linked to Peterborough Abbey, relied on river transport for trade. However, the river constantly shifted course and silted up, causing flooding and navigation problems. In the 17th century, massive engineering projects reshaped the river. Dutch engineer Cornelius Vermuyden helped design drainage works. The Bedford Level project drained large areas of marshland. Channels were straightened and embanked to control floods. These changes altered the tidal flow and improved navigation, but also increased silting in parts of the estuary. Now we carry on after our small distraction with the fishing boat, and we're going up the river now towards Port Sutton Bridge, which is going to be our first stop off on this journey. And when we get there, we find a regular visitor in the form of the Allura, which is a cargo ship that I've featured on this channel before, and she's being discharged of her cargo of bricks. And as you'll see, it's a well-organised operation. Forklift trucks in the ship's hold have been lowered into there by the crane, so they can perform their dance, readying the palletised cargo for the crane. On the dockside, even more forklifts are ready and willing to transfer from the crane to the dockside, ready for onward road transport. Speeded up by 10 times, this short sequence shows the choreography involved. Now, as we fly high above and across the river and lift the camera, we can see the river stretching back out to sea. Thanks for watching. Join me next time for our onward journey to Wisbeach. See you soon.